I am Briana. This is my life on paper, and I am playing along with Scrapping Reflections all month long. I am not doing every day. There are people listed below that are playing along every day. And today's sketch is by Novelle for Scrap Melina. I will have the information linked below. This is from Simple Stories. This is good stuff. I have some other various Simple Stories items, as well as some stickers here that are they're like planner stickers. And then I have my mixed media. I've got Distress Oxide, Tim Holtz, and Shabby Shutters. I have Distress Oxide Spray and Carved Pumpkin. And then I have a Delusions Shimmer Spray in Pure Sunshine. So right now I'm going to speed you up and tell you all about it. The papers that I chose are all scraps, which I love. I love using scraps. I was really drawn to that light blue piece, and that's kind of where I loved how it all went with those stickers, and that's how I drew the other colors from too. First, I trimmed down just into take those extra wonky pieces off, and I get rid of those. And then I see that it's, how big it is. I really should have made it a little bit bigger than what I trimmed it down to. I barely gave it a border, and I hate when that happens because you get just a little punch of color, but we could have seen some more of the design had I made it just a little bigger. But I did make it like a 1/4 inch bigger than the whole picture. And the picture itself was a 4x6 cut down to, I believe it was 3.5 by 4.5. So the mat would be 3 3/4 by 4 4/4. And then I just take those other strips to make the scraps in the background, and they're not complete mats. I did originally think I was going to use 2 pattern papers, but I don't know if it wasn't the same mood and feel, but I just stuck with the solid colors for the other matting pieces, and I like the way it turned out. Maybe it was just that I was following it pretty um, straight on, and it had only like, what is there, 4 matting pieces, and so the chevron piece would have given me too many, and I didn't want to cut out this other color, so that's probably why I stuck with the ones that I did. So, just eyeballing it up to see about how big it is in the sketch along and make it the same proportions on my picture. And then I'm going to line it up on the page just to kind of give me an eyeball of where to see I want to do my mixed media. So I do then move them away, and I try to keep them in about the same spaces, so that in 5 minutes when I come back, well, actually it's longer than that, I had to have it dry. When I came back, then it would be so that I remember how it was. And I did go ahead and grab another color. I wanted something that matched that blue a little bit, and I didn't really have it. I used Cracked Pistachio, which is more green, but it works. I used some water on the sprays, which might have not been the best idea for this layout. It seems to be pretty watery, and it gets all over the place. But mixed media, that's what's going to happen. And I still get the achieved effect. It's just interesting. I don't know if it was the wrong colors I picked, but in the end, you can see they're kind of wonky. It's the same color, and I know that you get different shades of that color. Like here, you can see more oranges, more yellows, but the green at the end almost seems like it's bleached out in parts. I'll talk more about that later. But so here's the green, and again, I water it down, and it splashes all over the place, which is totally fine. I mean, how would you expect anything different? I probably could have gone in with a paper towel to dry some of this, and I didn't. I just kind of let it dry as it was. There's the Cracked Pistachio. I started with a different color gradient than I was going to use. I think I was going to do like yellow, green, orange, blue, but then I put the orange in a different spot because that big splotch got there. So then it was kind of like start over, just do what you want to do, which works out really good. So I'm gonna get that color down. And I like the packaging technique in that it gives that different depths of color really. But that color on top, that green, boy, it's gonna turn yellow when it really dries. And now the way that I have the colors on this yellow, I'm gonna squish in between the green and the orange because there's that little spot there. I didn't want, in the sketch, it shows some white on the top and white on the bottom, and I wanted to kind of follow the sketch that way. So here goes the yellow, which you can't really decipher from the orange, which is totally fine. So then I'll pull the picture over just to, make sure I have space for it and everything, and it looks good. I let it dry. Here it is. Look at that top color. What I end up doing is rotating the whole thing to get those colors higher on the page, like the sketch, and then I bring my photo over to the other side of the paper because there's that white spot to cover, and it looks more like the sketch kind of flipped. But that yellow color on the bottom was really that green color, and that cracked pistachio, it's looking blue, but it almost looks striped where it's like, and maybe it was probably the water, but it almost has like a bleached look, I think, to it. So I still love the way it looks. It's my own, it's a one of a kind, and we're going with it. I cut out this arrow on my Cricut. I did that ahead of time in a coral color. It does go, there's orange in that pattern paper, there's coral, and it was on a Sunday. So I take that and I'm going to dry fit everything. That planner sticker that says Sunday and lay it up there. And here's my title, The Good Stuff. And I thought it was a perfect way to use that title. It's nice and big. It's as big as the picture. That's what was in the sketch. I'm going to take these two hearts to lay down too. And then I'm going to take some more hearts too. So didn't want to use a pink. There is no pink in there. And I think I have like more of an orangey and a yellow one. So I thought, I'll just take another green one rather than grabbing the yellow one. And then I'm going to lay those out where I think they should go according to the sketch again. And those two go right there, just kind of randomly, maybe haphazardly. And then I'll glue my mats down. And I like the randomness of these mats, even though I am not a random person. So my randomness is very calculated. It's very on purpose and very pretty much straight. You won't see my layers crooked at all right here. And that's the way I like it. And because those layers are so straight, I'm going to put down the picture straight, and then I will, and you can see me kind of checking the sketch there, like, is it like the sketch? Okay, yeah, now it's like the sketch. But because the picture goes on straight and the straight layers, the title is going to go off to the side. It's going to go crooked. And that was very much on purpose. I liked it that way because everything else was so straight. Here goes the arrow, which at first is a little bit lumpy. So it's not crooked, it just was lumpy on the page. So I'll smooth that out in a bit. And then there goes the planner sticker that says Sunday, and then I figure out my phone's slipping, so that gets straightened out. And a heart was below in the sketch, so that's where that goes. Then I'll get those other hearts down. Again, exactly where it's in the sketch. Do you need to do it exactly where it's in the sketch? No, but I really like the sketch, and I thought, why not follow it exactly? So there goes another star or a heart, and this heart I overlapped. That was not the way it was in the sketch, but I felt like it needed to attach to something. Right now I'm looking for enamel dots or some kind of jewels. And at first those orange are just too orange, so I picked out these more jewels. I've got a kind of a yellowy orange and then a green, and those I think are perfect. And that is really going to finish up that sketch. I love it, love, love, love it, all about it. Let me know what you think below, and stay tuned for the close-up shots at the end. Make sure you're following everybody down at the bottom and see what they're doing for this month.